If you are treating your music solely as a stereo file to be uploaded to Spotify, you aren't just leaving money on the table. You are actively ignoring the biggest shift in the music industry since streaming began. We need to face a cold, hard reality. The market is oversaturated. 86% of artists on Spotify fail to meet the new 1,000 stream annual threshold. If you don't meet that, your music is demonetized. You are literally working for free, in a way. But while most artists are fighting for scraps in stereo, the industry giants, people like Taylor Swift and Karol G, and the major labels are playing a completely different game. They aren't just releasing songs, they are releasing assets designed for a three-dimensional world. See where I'm going with this? They know that these days music isn't just consumed. It is a utility. It's inside VR headsets. It's inside AAA video games. And it's powering the next generation of smart devices. Today, I'm going to show you exactly how to pivot your catalog from legacy stereo to future-proof immersive. We're going to talk about the Apple Music 10% bonus, the massive gaming revenue opportunity, and the only way to get immersive audio on YouTube. If you want to stop competing as a hobbyist and start leading as a professional, this video is for you. Let's start with the most immediate return on investment. Why are artists like Taylor Swift or Olivia Dean releasing multiple variants of their albums? It's not just for the collectors. It's because they understand the ecosystem. Every single one of those releases has a Dolby Atmos counterpart. Why? Because Apple Music explicitly pays you more for it. Apple provides a 10% extra bonus on royalties when you submit your music in spatial audio. So that is an immediate pay raise for doing nothing more than delivering a better product. Think about it. If you have a back catalog of 50, 100, or 200 songs or something, and they are only sitting there in stereo, you are missing out on priority placement on playlists and that extra revenue bump. You need to view your catalog, your work, as a business. If you aren't upgrading your masters to Atmos, you aren't just saving money on mixing fees. You are capping your own income. But streaming royalties are just the tip of the iceberg. The real gold mine? It's gaming, friends. Let's look at the numbers. The global music industry pulls in about maybe 30 billion per year. The film industry, maybe 50 billion. The gaming industry, it is generating between 180 and 250 billion per year. That is more than music and film combined. Gamers don't want flat stereo. See how I'm connecting the two now? They are wearing high-end headsets. They are playing on PlayStation 5s and other boxes that support spatial sound. They demand immersion. If your song is placed in a hit game, like Fortnite or Roblox, for example, you aren't just getting a sync fee, which can range from 50K for a track to 250K for a full score. You are getting a 2x to 10x spike in streaming sales post-release. But here's the catch. The new standard for these mediums, for VR, for AR, for the Apple Vision Pro, for example, is spatial audio. If a music supervisor loves your track, but it's only available in 1990s stereo, and the competitor has a fully immersive Atmos mix ready to drop into their 3D engine, guess who gets that placement? I'm oversimplifying it here, right? But you get my point. So don't let your music be yesterday's news in a next-gen world. Now, I know what you're thinking. Pat, this sounds great, but my biggest audience is on YouTube. And YouTube doesn't support Dolby Atmos. And you are absolutely right. YouTube is the world's largest search engine for music, and for years it has been stuck in stereo. Dolby Atmos does not work on YouTube, but there is a solution, and it's a game changer that most artists haven't even heard of yet. It's called Eclipsa Audio. This is an open source format developed by Google and Samsung. It is currently the only way to deliver a genuine immersive audio experience to your fans on YouTube. Because Eclipsa is open source, based on the IAMF standard, it doesn't have all the licensing fees that stop Dolby from being on YouTube. This means you can finally deliver that wrap-around 3D experience to the billions of users on YouTube. So if you're ignoring Eclipsa Audio, you are ignoring the world's largest stage. Finally, we have to talk about the, let's call them purists. If your brand is built on high quality, if you are a jazz artist, for example, a classical composer, or even a rock band that prides itself on sonic perfection, Dolby Atmos isn't the only player in town. You need to look at Auro-3D. Auro-3D is the format for listeners who demand the absolute highest bitrate streaming. It is the premium tier of immersive audio. By mixing in Auro-3D, you open up distribution to platforms like Pure Audio Streaming and Auro Masters, reaching a niche but incredibly engaged audience that values fidelity above all else. Plus, it is yet another revenue source. So here's the bottom line. The industry has moved on from stereo only. Whether it's the 10% bonus on Apple, the multi-billion-dollar gaming market, or the massive reach of YouTube with Eclipsa Audio, the opportunities are there. But they are only there for the artists who are ready. You need a trusted engineer to navigate this. Someone who understands not just the tech, but the music. I have delivered Atmos masters for iconic records like Roberta Flack's Killing Me Softly and Feel Like Making Love, and I help established artists and labels future-proof their catalogs every single day. Don't let your hard work fade into the background. Let's make sure your music sounds like the future. If you're ready to upgrade your sound and your strategy and would like to work with me, link is in the description.